doesn't even need Bowers Game Corner.
Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again today for a new series that we're going to be doing called Bowers Game Corner Fix. I'm here with my friends Lucy and Adam.
Hey.
And we're going to be talking about City of the Big Shoulders from Parallel Games. It's for 2 to 4 players. Take 2.5 hours to play, ages 14 plus. We've got a chance to play this now twice. Once in the basic version, once in the advanced version. And I've already posted a review on it, so I'm going to let you guys do a lot of the talking. Initial thoughts on the game after your second playthrough of said game?
Definitely like the more advanced rules better because it was just a lot of fun, especially what happened. Like, he took over my company out of nowhere.
Yes. So with the advanced version of the game, you can start taking over people's companies, and it adds a whole new element to the game. And you purchased a company, and I was just like, you know what? Let's see what happens if I buy this bad boy. So me and another person were actually, Jimmy, were trying to buy the company at the same time.
Yeah, because everyone was stealing my stocks. Like, all of a sudden, like, oh, here's a new $35 company. It's like, stock. I'm like, guys, wait, I want to have, like, one. No! I just want one round.
I mean,
She didn't even get one round.
That's a big part of the game. Is like, as soon as a new company comes out, it's cheap. So you want to buy it.
Yeah.
So that when it goes up, you can sell it and tank the price, which is what I did to one of your companies at one point.
It did.
And then I purchased 2 other companies with the proceeds.
And then someone else tanked that said company around later as well.
Yeah.
But it ended up turning out good for you.
Yeah, I still won. Won, but I didn't think I was going to win. And yeah, you had a really interesting strategy. You ended up with 3 companies, which is really a bold strategy in this game, considering you had 4 You had 4
it was late
people.
game. He got like 3 at like round 3 or 4. You bought 3. Round 4, I think it was like you bought 3.
Well, I had one company, and then I just sat on my money and waited until like the end of the round because I didn't want everybody to buy up my companies, like all my stocks. So I wanted to have a controlling share of my stocks, but if I did that right at the beginning, it was like, oh, you guys were all going to just buy it up. So I waited till the very end, then sold those stocks, bought enough in the 2 different companies to build it up.
Now,
honestly, I think at the very end, I should have sold the stocks that I had in your other company and purchased a whole new company.
Which one? Oh, yeah. Well, let's not even specifics. But do you feel like that would have been a viable strategy? What you did by expanding your portfolio to 3 companies and buying and tanking, do you think that could have worked?
Oh, yeah. Because my first company was on autopilot at that point. Like, I could do those 2 companies. Like, it wasn't a big deal. I actually feel like I overinvested in myself. Like, I should have only taken like 40% in each of those companies, and I took 60. So then nobody else wanted to buy any of them. Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys ended up doing it just because there was nothing else out there.
Yeah.
But so the one thing I love about this game is that it's all economics. It's like you can change the whole economy of the game based on what you're doing.
Yeah, you can. Sure.
You can just take
and seriously, at the end, I was really hoping like one of you would buy one more share of my company.
That would have been big.
Because I would have just been like, oh, I'm selling it all, banked out. It would have gone down and
plummeted.
Yeah, really. Well, I mean, that would have been 5 ticks on the
probably
stock market. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I didn't own any Cracker Jack, so I was not invested in your stupid company in any way, shape, or form. But you would agree with Lucy that you liked it better at the advanced version. Of the game.
For sure, for sure.
And I'm in the same boat. I mean, I really enjoyed the basic version.
Though I think that doing it the basic version on our first go through was the way to go. Had we started with the advanced, with none of us ever having played it before, we would have been in over our heads.
Yeah, especially with how long it took the first time to have, because like, this game went like a lot quicker, or like it felt a lot quicker. Because even though like it took like 2 hours, like it was still like really quick to go through the game. But last time it was like
it was longer. It was definitely longer.
Yeah, checking everything. And
I will say though, the advanced version of the game, I think that definitely adds some link to the time. Some definite link, especially when you were starting to tank stuff, and it was like, all right, I'm buying back this share and buying back this share, and then you're like, maybe I'm going to buy another company. So then we would jump back into the action phase because you're never out of the action phase to buy some of your new company. So I will say, I do think 2.5 hours is a generous time. I don't think we're probably ever going to play this in 2.5 hours.
No.
Ever. Maybe.
I mean, like we did have a little like bidding war because like you tanked it. And, like,
let me rephrase that.
Stock in. Yeah.
At 4 players, I don't think we're ever going to play this in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
At 2 players, it was not so as bad.
Is that the recommended time on it? That would take 2.5 hours?
It says 2.5 hours inside the box, yes.
Oh, really?
Any complaints about the game? What's your biggest complaints about the game? Let's not just make this all a suckfest.
I mean,
technical term.
The icons, the little people, like sometimes you can't tell which one is which.
Yeah,
I do wish the colors were a little more like brighter, I guess, because it's all a little like dingy. It all has like a beige sort of thing. But that's
I mean,
like
that's the style that they're going for.
you're asking me for
I mean,
complaints. Like I'm trying.
Yeah, and that's what I
Nitpicking.
said in my review is that most of the complaints that I had were minor nitpicks. Even though Paul Grogan, I hope I said his last name right, found quite a few issues in the rule booklet, like minor stuff that we didn't run into. We actually ran into one at the very end of that last game with that token, whether you're not 100% sure where that token worked. But for me personally, I think all that stuff is glossed over by just how great the game is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and it's definitely
Oh, sure.
intuitive because like even like when we went through it the first time, like we didn't have to go back to the rule book that often because it was just like you do this is how it works, and yeah.
Play
I,
rate card.
I liked there were several times when it was like we had a question on a rule, but then like we discussed it and it's like, oh yeah, it only makes sense the one way,
Yeah.
and then we checked the rule book and it was that way.
Mm-hmm.
One more nitpick I didn't mention in my original review that now I can think of is I do wish all the companies had their own distinct color from the player companies because I noticed I think you had a red company and there was a red player and I was like, oh wait, are you red or are you blue? It's a minor nitpick, but
Yeah,
still something to mention.
you get used to it.
But overall, City of the Big Shoulders, I obviously love the game. Your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I love it.
I was the one that said we should play it again,
It is, and we were lucky enough we had exactly 4 players, and so
and it's
despite the fact
exactly the same 4 players.
and this
Yeah.
this is really saying something, and they can attest to this. We don't typically come back to many games here. Like there's like this basement is disgustingly overflowing with
Like
games that
there's
need
so
to get
look
played.
at all this. Like we still haven't played Risk.
Yeah, well, don't bring it up, Lucy, every week.
We'll get around to it.
But so to come back to a game, especially a meaty game like this, where we knew this was going to take up the whole night, it really says something about the game. So City of the Big Shoulders for Parallel, definitely one that I recommend, and my game night recommends.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
But there you go. That is City of the Big Shoulders from Parallel Games. If it looks like it might be your cup of tea, be sure to check that one out. If you're enjoying what we're doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. If you want to support the channel, click on that little Amazon Associates link down below. Buy anything on Amazon, throws a couple of pennies my way. And in the comments below, let me know what you think about the new segment where Bowers game, what is it? Bowers, whatever the hell the name of this is.
Impressions? Something?
Yeah, I don't know why I hadn't thought of
I
this earlier.
forgot impressions. Yeah.
Because my favorite videos when I used to watch a lot of like Dice Tower and stuff were always like the Miami Dice, where it was just different opinions bouncing back and forth. So
You always
for
throw like
sure.
new games. Like, hey guys, I got this
Like-
like new game from like Gen Con. Let's put it on the table right now. And it's like, okay, I brought my other games, but well, I'll do it. And yeah.
But let me know what you think about the segments in the comments below. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube.